Good afternoon. I'm driving down this desolate and lonely country road in Coast County, Illinois, about 200 miles south of Chicago, to head to an old steel and wooden truss bridge crossing the Embarras River, known to locals as the Airtight Bridge because of an eerie, quiet feeling people experience when crossing it. This historic bridge is also infamous as a gruesome crime scene location and is thought to be haunted. Be thrilled and frightened as I show you this scenic and peaceful bridge that harbors a dark past. And here it is, and as you can see, I'm not alone here. There's a pickup truck up ahead. A while ago, I saw a horse-drawn wagon carrying 20 of what I thought to be Amish people that passed through the bridge. And if that was not strange enough, none of the Amish spoke to one another and just stared at me as they passed through. I'm already feeling a sense of uneasiness while I'm here, and aside from the chirping birds, it does seem eerily still and quiet. Built in 1914, this one-lane bridge was used by locals and farmers, and it seems to be an ideal place to visit for residents to escape the boredom of everyday life. Later in the years, this area became a hangout for teenagers, as a place to swim, drink, and have fun. The peaceful tranquility the Airtight Bridge offered was broken on October 19, 1980, when two hikers found a woman's body floating on the river near the bridge. The nude body had been brutally mutilated, missing were the head, hands, and feet. The body parts were cleanly sliced off as if a professional butcher or surgeon removed them. The area was meticulously searched and no other appendages were found. The victim and her killer could not be identified because of this. No one claimed the body a year after her discovery, and she was laid to rest in Mound Cemetery in Charleston, Illinois as a Jane Doe. For 12 years, her identity was a mystery until in 1992, with advancing DNA technology in the forefront, investigators had enough evidence to finally identify her as 26-year-old Diane Marie Riordan-Small of Bradley, Illinois. Diane, a housewife and a mother of a 2-year-old daughter, disappeared from her home a short time before her torso was found 125 miles away in Coast County. Diane's husband, Thomas Small, never reported her missing because he claimed that she often left him but always came back. And he suspected that this time she left him and her child permanently for another man, so he wasn't overly concerned. The initial interrogation evidence couldn't confirm that Thomas Small was the killer, so the case remained unsolved for another 24 years. The case was reopened in 2016 that the sheriff's department finally got Thomas Small to confess to the murder and dismemberment of his wife 36 years ago. Small could no longer hold the guilt and shame that was eating him alive for all those years, so he finally caved in and confessed to everything. Small told detectives that he killed his wife after the two got into a verbal argument that turned physical. Thomas struck Diane with a steel cold poker multiple times over the head until she was dead. Afterwards, he hid her body in the attic for several days until the stench of death became so strong that it was decided to dump her body at a remote location. Their daughter at that time was too young to know what was going on, so Thomas decided to take her along for the long ride while her mom's decaying body was in the trunk of their car. Thomas drove for over 100 miles south and arrived at a secluded part of the Embarras River. The bank of the river is where Small dismembered the body while his daughter was sleeping in the car. Small wanted to make it hard for anyone to identify her, so he took the body parts back to his home, later burning them and throwing the remains at different locations. The axe he used to dismember the body went to a park lake. The axe and the body parts were never recovered. After the confession, Small was arrested, and 8 months later, he pleaded guilty to a first-degree murder charge and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Now at age 76, Thomas Small sits in a prison cell at the Hill Correctional Center in Galesburg, Illinois. After the body was identified, There was a local effort to replace the Jane Doe headstone at Diane's grave with one bearing her real name. And on October 2008, a new headstone was placed by an anonymous donor. With the laying of a new monument and the conviction of the murderer, justice was served and Diane's family got the closure they deserved. Today, many visitors head out to this remote location to experience the sensation of being at another dimension. The feeling of unnatural stillness still prevails at this old and mysterious steel truss bridge. The tragic event that took place here in 1980 lingers like spectral forces at play. It's not uncommon for vehicles to stall on the road leading to the bridge. Those rusted trestles that span the Embarras River along the winding road in this rural part of Illinois will always elicit a tingle along the spines of visitors, as well as a supernatural sense that something very wrong happened here. If you decide to explore the Airtight bridge, bring your imagination with you and stay as long as you like, but leave before dark.